Okay, welcome to Lights Camera Barstool for the week of the end of April, I guess. Today, we got two quick reviews for you for The Accountant 2, or The Accountant Squared, according to the marketing material, I guess, for it. And Havoc, a movie which I was personally super excited for because, I pump the tires for The Raid all the time. Loved
Correctly.
it. Yeah, it's two of the best action movies than The Raid and The Raid 2 of all time. And so Gareth Evans come back and directing an action movie, I'm in, no matter what. And a couple news things to get to, let's just get straight into it. First up being the first full-length trailer for Weapons, an interrelated multi-story horror epic about the disappearance of high school students from a small town, directed by Zach Kreger. His follow-up to Weapons, or his follow-up to Barbarian, which I believe he said isn't set in the same universe or something. I don't know if that's true.
The rumors are that it is connected.
Yeah. Zach Kreger again. Julia Garner is the lead, and Josh Brolin, and then a bigger group after that. Looks awesome. The teaser ahead of Sinners was scary as shit. This was like just right on that same line too. Kind of looks creepy. Anytime you involve kids in horror, I think it makes it 10 times more scary because kids can be really creepy, really really creepy. So really liked it.
Yeah, no, this trailer. This is the horror movie that I'm most looking forward to this summer. Kreger, I still can't get over the fact that Kreger is this horror director now. Because I had to show my girlfriend the other night. I'm like, yeah, this guy was in this sketch comedy show that was like pre-YouTube and dominated like the comedy scene in the early 2000s. Showed her the Abe Lincoln sketch to lead things off. She loved it. But this looks horrifying. But in the exact way that I love a horrifying movie. It's not like gory, just creepy as fuck. Josh Brolin's voice, just so smooth as butter. Julia Gardner taking off. Could be a huge summer for her, between Silver Surfer and then this.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see this.
I also didn't know that Tarantino directed Brolin's audition for No Country for Old Men. I saw that clip the other day. I had no clue about that, which makes sense.
I know. The Coen brothers quote was like, "Yeah, you're really good, Josh. Like, we think we're gonna cast you, but like, who shot this?"
Yeah.
They're like, their quote on it is very funny.
It's kind of cool too, because like that turned his career kind of around. Because he was like, people kind of think of him now as like he's a pretty big deal, but like he was not in a great career spot.
Yeah.
Right before No Country, so it is
terrible spot. Had he just come off like Old Boy, right
Jonah
there?
Hex.
Jonah Hex.
Like not good stuff. I'm trying to think. Like he played a cop in something where he was good, but like the movie was bad. The Smashing Machine had its first full-length trailer. Story of mixed martial artist and UFC champion Mark Kerr, directed by Benny Safdie, starring The Rock and Emily Blunt. I saw the trailer a little bit ahead of you guys, and the first thing I said to you guys was, when I watched this, it is one of the first times I can ever remember in the last decade where I watched a trailer for a movie or a show with The Rock, and I didn't just look at him and go, "That's The Rock." It's the first time where I looked at him like, that's a guy acting as a different person. Because there's certain levels of fame where it's just like you are no longer. It's very hard for you to disassociate from your personality. And that kind of happened to me a lot with like, and I mentioned this when we did like, for example, Air, a movie I liked, but when I look at Matt Damon in that movie, I'm like, just Matt Damon.
Yep.
So the Rock, I think, has really struggled with that, especially because he's such a big personality. And I think that this trailer made me really excited because it looks like, hey, look, he's getting a chance to act. He looks totally different, and I'm really into it.
Yeah, no, I think this is maybe the first time ever where he's truly acting. I mean, completely sounds different, mannerisms different. He's not doing like the showboaty thing that he always does. I have been doubting this I've doubted this movie for a while. I'll be up front. I think out of the Safdie brothers, I think Benny's a great actor, but Josh has always felt like the directorial talent. And Benny Safdie doing this, I was like, I don't know, without Josh. And then The Rock, I was like, that feels like a stunt casting just to get people to go see this small A24 release. But no, it looks great, and The Rock looks great. It's very surprising. I think I'm going to eat my words on this. What is this, coming out in October too? Like, this is going to be a prime, I mean, probably push for awards contention. The Rock campaign tour is going to be a very fun thing to see. Like, once they get The Rock in like the Criterion Closet.
Yeah, I know.
The Rock on the Criterion Closet, The Rock, Letterboxd 4 faves.
He loves entertainment, man. I mean, as much as we like to make fun of him for being a generational liar and weirdo and all that stuff, like he loves.
It does feel like he has recalibrated, what he needs to do to be like what a movie star looks like in this day and age, and It took him a while because I think he was really holding on to that like 2000s like big action star persona that he thought that people still really clamored for. And I guess there was a certain demographic for it. But moving forward now, I think he really wants to be recognized as an artist. Like he's making a push for it. A genuine push. I will say that, which I respect.
The swing too. The swing is hard because like when you, especially even in the actor world, like you've kind of seen Cena get a lot more respect as an actor. You've seen, obviously, Batista gets a ton of respect as an actor from the wrestler turned actor world. So, like, I'm sure he wants that, even though
he was sick of seeing that, like, the same, like, tweet over and over again of, like, John Cena, Dave Batista, very large gap, The Rock.
Yeah.
In terms of...
Which is crazy because, again, you shouldn't care too much because he's just, like, as far as, like, recognition, money, fame, all that stuff, like, above all of them by, like, a pretty significant margin. So it shouldn't bother him. But I like that the fact that he's like, hey, I'm at this mountaintop, just let me actually try to do something outside of my comfort zone.
He could very easily just keep doing, like, just dumb schlock.
And making $1 billion.
And still be a top 5 paid actor annually. But this is... I respect the hell out of him for doing this. Yeah. I really do.
Another big franchise, speaking of The Rock, that was a tougher segue than I thought it would be. But big franchises... Hunger Games, Plutarch Heavensbee is going to be played by Jesse Plemons in the new Hunger Games movie. He played, I believe, his son.
Yeah, in The Master.
Yeah, in The Master, so it makes sense. They do look like relatively similar. He looks similar to Philip Seymour Hoffman. Philip Seymour Hoffman also has a son who is acting.
Yes,
it's pretty good. So, but I'm assuming the age difference is a problem here. But
yeah, the age difference, and then also, the issue with Cooper Hoffman, he's a very good actor, but do you want to constantly be comparing yourself to your dad and compare yourself to your dad who's probably like the greatest actor of his generation? Like top, if not the best, like top 5 from the past 3 decades.
He's every actor's like favorite actor.
Yes. Right? So like I don't know if he even was offered the role, but I'd imagine even if he was, this is like a tough thing to say yes to. And Jesse Plemons is fantastic. I mean, he's also the character actor probably of his generation. So it was a great fit. Every casting they've made so far in this new Hunger Games has me very excited. Yeah. Like they are getting some really good talent. Now they haven't casted Snow yet, right?
I don't think so, no.
Do you think
the guy who played the young Snow was pretty good?
I really liked him a lot. But he's obviously going to be too young for this version, which will be like, he'll have to be 40, 50, 60?
Something like that, yeah. You're a little younger than that. But
does Kiefer go for it? That's the question. Does he take his dad's role? Mm-hmm. Another situation where his dad's probably a better actor.
Yes. Kiefer's good, though.
Kiefer is a very established, good actor. No, I'm excited for that casting, too. It's surprising to see the Hunger Games franchise come back like this, to be honest. Like, out of the franchises...
It kind of ended with kind of, I feel like, a whimper, you know?
Not even a whimper. It's just like it got... we had Harry Potter going, and I feel like Harry Potter and Twilight just ate up so much of that YA space. And Hunger Games was obviously a huge phenomenon, but it was, I think, firmly the 3rd most popular out of those 3.
And, like,
Harry culturally Potter... relevant?
I think, like, Harry Potter, like, the movies matched the hype of the books. I don't feel like... because the books, the Hunger Games books, everyone's reading them. And, like, I don't think the movie quite... got that same level, although it did launch Jennifer Lawrence, but still, I don't feel like it hit that same stride that Harry Potter got in the movie world.
But no, this is. Are we just making a full turn back to YA? Like what are the new YA?
Failed. Try to think of the other.
But it's not even like making a turn back to YA because like we're not even just adapting new YA stuff. We're just going back to Harry Potter and Hunger Games.
Hunger Games all over again. But yeah, that's a little bit of Hunger Game news.
Susan Collins just needs to stay off Twitter.
Please. All of them. Just don't tweet. It's never worth it. I swear to you. So now we can talk about a couple movies. First being The Accountant 2, or again, The Accountant Squared. Kristen Wolf applies his brilliant mind and legal methods to reconstruct an unsolved puzzle of the Treasury Chief's murder. Directed by Gavin O'Connor, starring Ben Affleck and John Bernthal. If you never saw The Accountant 1, sorry, we're going to be spoiling shit up here. Like, the big kind of twist towards the end of it is that Ben Affleck and John Bernthal, who are playing, like, adversarial characters, meet up towards the end of the movie, and it turns out they're actually brothers. And you only get them on screen together for, like,
it's hardly a twist, too.
Yeah.
The whole movie kind of paints it very clearly for you.
Yeah, and it kind of, you only get maybe 10 minutes of screen time with them together.
Mhm.
And at that point, Bernthal wasn't who Bernthal is now. Affleck was still who Affleck was, but Bernthal was just in a very much lower tier. Now Bernthal is a much higher tier, and they team back up in a movie where it is just them together for the most part.
Mhm.
And this movie, I think that, and I like it about as much as I liked The First Accountant, maybe for slightly different reasons. It's ridiculous.
Mhm.
It's a movie where if you read the synopsis of it on paper, like we have a mansion full of autistic savant children helping support an assassin team. It's ridiculous. It would never work. Like, that movie never sells. But the fact that Affleck and Bernthal are so likable in this movie, you just forget about all of it. You don't care. You're just rooting for them the entire time. And their chemistry as brothers is completely on point. It's like they're hysterical, super funny. Every time they're joking with each other, I'm laughing along with them. Action scenes were like good enough. Plot is stupid. So dumb.
Very dumb.
Her
I mean, she acquires autism.
She
through
acquires autistic savant syndrome through getting her head bashed in, or what was it?
a car wreck. A
car wreck. Sorry, getting it through. Oh, that's right. She's running away and crashed the car. It's dumb. It's very, very dumb. But I was watching it and I was like, I was having a good time.
Gets a completely new face, a hot new Instagram model face.
Yes, exactly. Like the generous fucking like whatever institution.
Yeah, whatever plastic surgeon she had. Like, well job.
Yeah, good job.
Well,
good job.
Well done.
But yeah, so I think it's like a really dumb movie, which again on paper sounds really stupid, but it's a fun watch. I liked it. Ben Affleck and Bernthal are great, and I buy them as brothers. I'd watch more things where they play brothers.
Yeah, no, I like this even more than the last one. The first one takes itself very seriously, and I think it works that way. But it's also like of a bygone era, which is weird to say, 8 years ago, where like autism as a superpower was like a genre of movies coming out there for a second. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of gone because everyone's like, well, we probably shouldn't be doing this. Like, yes, they can be, gifted in some areas, but their life is a struggle, and showing them as like just like superpowered human beings is just kind of offensive. Mm-hmm. This one leans harder into it though, like has no reservations of being like, no, like he is the autistic superhero, and it works even more for me, honestly. The biggest upgrade for me was, like you said, Bernthal getting way more screen time. Their dynamic is so good. If they're gonna make in Other Guys or Nice Guys 3, I think they might be jumping to the top of my draft list. If I can get those two and a Nice Guys 3, like their dynamic is like just like that, where they are so playful and catty with each other and have that brother, relationship just down pat.
Believable too.
Yeah, no, it's funny. The action I thought was really well done, especially because I watched Havoc the night before, which we'll talk about leading into this. Very practical. I think their gun work looked great. They'd obviously done a lot of work. Ben Affleck is an action star, even though you don't really think of him that way. People forget he did play Batman for like 5 years.
Sure did.
6 years. And he still has that training to him. I'm shocked that this franchise came back and like actually made a good movie. I don't know why. It's just like The Accountant. Like, are we kidding me? Are you kidding me? Now I would like to just see them do something else. I don't know if I need the third autism movie.
It kind of set up a little bit.
It did. But Bernthal and Affleck, you forget what even the plot is. Like, it doesn't matter. Affleck and Bernthal, so great together, so fun together. Like, I had a great time, to be honest. I saw it yesterday at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it was kind of a full theater. There's like 15 people in there.
There's so many good scenes. You mentioned the corgi scenes.
Yes,
Bernthal was so fun.
Both of their opening scenes, if you want to talk about them really quick, I thought were so great and just kind of like setting the mood of the movie. Because Bernthal opens up with, he's on a phone call. He's just like killed a bunch of people, yelling at someone on the phone about like not being able to pick something up sooner. And then you find out that it's a corgi puppy that he wants to pick up at 6 weeks old versus 8 weeks. And he's like, why does it have to be with the mother for the extra 2 weeks? He's like, I'm supposed to be forming the bond, not this mother who he's never going to know. It's so funny. And then Affleck, you get reintroduced to him at a dating flash. What is it? Flash dating. And he's like
a blind speed date thing. Yeah.
and he's like hacked their algorithm.
Yeah.
And he's just so antisocial. Oh, it's so great. There's so many fun scenes in this. One of the highlights for me was the bar scene.
The bar
when,
is so
when he can
good
when
with
he
the
can
square dancing.
he can figure out square dancing because he sees that he
Yeah.
I see the pattern.
Pattern.
He's dancing in his hokas and khaki
So,
pants.
That scene had one of my favorite, I think, just movie moments of the year, which is the freeze frame on Bernthal's face right before he attacks. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
talking about? Like, you just see the guy starting to, like, push Affleck, and you just see Bernthal run up, and, like, he's got, like, the angry face, and they just freeze frame on him,
And it just
and then
cuts.
cut to them getting thrown out of the fucking thing. I love it. I love that so much.
Yes.
But yeah, it's good. It's funny. Enjoyable. There's gonna be people that watch that and be like, "Man, it's like nah," or especially if you didn't watch the first one and like which kind of sets the bar, I guess, for what type of movie it is. But I don't know, man. I enjoyed it.
When I say I want dumb action movies, this is what I mean. Like the premise can be dumb, but the action has to be good, and that's what this is.
Mm-hmm. Fight scenes were all good. Third act was good. I think I'm like, generally speaking, kind of sick of human trafficking movies.
Yeah, that was the one plot line where I'm like, this is what they're taking.
Like
Really?
human trafficking, like every action movie of the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It needs a human trafficker. And I'm like, okay, yeah, find a new idea. Even if you have to go back to like drug lords or whatever, I don't care. Like it's just we've had even like what did we just watch? The Levin's Trade, whatever. What the fuck was its original title? Beekeeper.
Oh yeah, or not the
Working Man, a
beekeeper.
working
A
man.
working man was trafficking too.
Yeah, like everything has to be human trafficking. Like, okay, like we need a new idea here for villains. We can work that out. But that it doesn't really matter again too much in this case. But yeah, liked it. The whole cast is great.
Yeah. Also, yeah, we were talking about Danielle Pineda, who
Badass, man.
we liked her a lot in the failed Cowboy Bebop live action television show where she played Faye Valentine, and this is. No, not the first thing I've seen her in since then. She was in Jurassic World Dominion. I forgot about that. The first good thing she's been in, I think I've ever seen her in, is this. And yeah, no, she was great. Her action scenes were
Badass, man.
badass.
Yep.
Yeah, she looked good. Trying to think of who else. J.K. Simmons,
Too
only in it for about 10 minutes, but love seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Who directed this, by the way?
Gavin O'Connor.
Gavin O'Connor. What else did he do?
He
The
did
first one.
First one, yeah. He did Both Accountants. He did Warrior. He did, which I
Okay.
rewatched that
Yeah.
the other day. Very good. I forgot how good the ending of that is.
Yeah.
Just like like the fight ends and they'll just like walk off.
Yes.
And that's just it. And Nick Nolte does like the little like kind of nod or whatever. I enjoyed it. The Way Back, also Affleck.
Okay.
Brothers. Not the actual brothers.
This also has given us, by the way, a very nice little Ben Affleck press tour. He's been
yes.
very
Very funny.
he's been very funny. His Criterion, if you haven't watched it yet, his trip inside the Criterion Closet's one of the better ones we've I think ever gotten, and he's talking about how his best role ever was the Armageddon DVD commentary.
Very funny.
He's very
I'm
self-aware
surprised he has a
about
good
it.
sense of, I thought he'd be like almost not embarrassed, but like have a bad sense of humor about it because he was like
Yeah, kind of a dick and hungover.
and hungover, ripped, whatever.
Yes,
But no, very funny about it.
he's like, no, I'm actually right. It's a stupid premise.
O'Connor also did The Americans.
The television
EP
show.
on The Americans, directed an episode, and also did The Mayor of Easttown as an EP on.
Wow, he's got a nice filmography.
Not too bad. Now we can talk about Havoc. After a drug deal gone wrong, a bruised detective must fight his way through the criminal underworld to rescue a politician's estranged son, unraveling a deep web of corruption and conspiracy that ensnares an entire city. Directed again by Gareth Evans, who's directed two of the best action movies ever, in the very least in the last 20 years, in my opinion, in The Raid or The Raid Redemption, The Raid 2. And it stars the big stars. It's basically Tom Hardy. It's
who else?
like Timothy Olyphant, like others, but, like it's Tom Hardy.
Luis Guzman,
Yeah, Guzman had a very funny when he
his run.
his little waddle over, very funny. This is a movie I've been excited for a while because again, Gareth Evans he just gets action and he's I think brilliant at shooting it. He's very inspired by old Hong Kong movies and the whole like sort of like more Asian style of like action filmmaking, which is cool because it's very different from the way action is presented in all of our movies, even like The Accountant or anything like that. And I've always liked that in all, especially again in Raid and Raid 2, which has some of the best fight scenes ever. So this movie comes out. I watched it that morning because I was like, I couldn't wait to see Havoc, and I there are parts of it that, like, every time there's a fight sequence, I'm like, this is why I'm watching Gareth Evans, because it all looks great. Like, really cool fights, physical, a lot of practical. You're not getting a lot of, like, goofy looking shit, not a lot of CGI for the most part. And I think that all looked great. I think this was a very convoluted story.
Yes.
There are like a million moving parts going on in this where, if, for example, you switch it to the Raid and the Raid 2, it's very simple.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are in a building and you need to escape. And there's criminal and good guy. In this one, there's like a million moving parts, like a lot of shit going on. And a lot of, like, because I think they cast these Hollywood actors in it, they want characters and they want lines and they want dialogue. And it's just, a lot of it is not necessary.
There's like 4 characters in the first Raid movie. There's the 2 brothers, the leader of the building, and then the dirty cop. Yeah, that's like it.
And there's a lot of characters, a lot of speaking lines, and it kind of distracts a lot, and it makes the movie longer than it has to be, and that I don't love. And I think Gareth Evans might be the greatest director at turning martial artists into actors, and I don't think he's particularly strong at turning actors into martial artists, which is a much tougher transition, I would imagine. So like Tom Hardy, I think he's physical, he's fine, he's great in his newest goofy accent of the week.
Oh yes,
in this unnamed American city.
Yeah, the city.
They don't tell you. It's specifically
just
unnamed.
It's a made up time and place, pretty much, right?
Yeah. But I think they were. Oliphant was he struggled, I think, a little bit.
Oh, big. I thought he struggled big time.
But all the actors, like the stunt guys that he got that came in to just do like the fight sequences, they all looked fantastic. They were all great. And Tom Hardy for sure wants you to know that he does judo.
Yeah, he did a lot of ground and pound stuff.
15 suplexes.
Yeah.
Like minimum. Like he just kept doing a full, here's a German suplex into 18 guys that fall over like bowling pins.
Black belt.
Yeah. But yeah, so the movie, I think action scenes are great. Story way too convoluted for something like this. This movie could have been, I think, like an hour and a half of just, here's Tom Hardy as this corrupt cop trying to rescue the son, and that's it. Make it easy as that. Like I said, there's also this shit going on. But I enjoyed it, just not nearly as much as I had hoped.
I'll be honest, I kind of fucking hated this movie. I really did. The action sequences where it's hand-to-hand combat, that's good. That I will agree with you there. That looked good. There's so much gunfight and gunplay in this movie that I think looks like shit. Like, really looks bad. And I think the CGI, like, I don't hate the idea of doing, like, a fake city. I actually really like that idea because it kind of, like, just creates a new environment and a new world for you to just immerse yourself into. Mm-hmm. Here, like, you're basically, like, 4 locations, and it's, like, very CGI'd environment. The snow looks really fake, and it kind of takes me out of it. And those gunshots look very fake. And then, like you said, you have a mix of people who are very good at the action combat, and then people who clearly don't know what they're doing. Also, to kill someone in this movie, they have to be shot 15 to 20 times. There's a guy who gets within the first 10 minutes, a guy gets a washing machine.
Yeah.
He gets smashed by a washing machine, and he's somehow just still alive. Like, he's just hanging on for his life. A full-on, like, 2-ton washing machine falls through the front of his windshield and crushes him. And they're like, he's hanging on.
He's hanging on for dear life.
Very stupid, which, like I said, I can forgive a lot of... I mean, we just talked about the accountant. I can forgive a lot of stupidity as long as, like, the action really makes up for it. But I do not think it did here. Kind of abrasive to look at. A weird kind of fart of an ending.
Yes.
I don't know. Tom Hardy's a very good action star. He needs to get back into some good movies. This also, I was looking through the Wikipedia on it, really struggled with production. They started this during COVID, and that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And they've done a lot of reshoots since, a lot of work on it, script rewrites. So this was, I think, doomed for a while. I think Gareth Evans probably will be fine. His English language movies have not been great. I think he probably needs to get back to, his bread and butter. Nothing to worry about here. I almost just don't even count these Netflix movies anymore. They just feel like for a lot of these really talented directors it feels like they're just like, getting a quick paycheck and then getting back to what they like to do.
I think I wouldn't necessarily have an issue with him doing more like if you want to make like a Hollywood production or like a whatever, I'm assuming it's shot in a backlot in England. If you want to do something like that, I have no issue with it.
Mhm.
Cast Western
Yes.
martial artists, turn them
Mhm.
actor. Even if he would do great in with like a Scott Atkins. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like someone who's like maybe like a B-level guy, but like
They
can
should
do this
they
stuff.
should have given him one of the John Wick spinoffs.
Dude, let him do like Michael Jai White and Scott Atkins and like other like guys who are in that tier of actors but are incredible martial artists,
Mhm.
and he could make like one of the better movies you'll ever see. I always forget about how good Scott Atkins was in John Wick 4 as he's the big fat guy, the German guy.
Oh yeah, with the big prosthetics. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god, that
dude,
club
he's-
fight scene was so good.
it
I need to rewatch John Wick 4.
the same. But yeah, so Havoc, not a little bit of a bummer for both of us.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff to watch now. I'd put this at the bottom of your list. Like,
Yeah.
go check out there's so much good stuff in theaters right now, and
Sure.
about to be even more good stuff in theaters. And there's good stuff streaming right now. We're gonna
Mhm.
talk about a couple shows here in a second, but
Yeah.
a bit of a misfire. I still think Gareth Evans, like the signs are still very much there in this movie that he's like a talented director. Like it's not a full like panic button kind of thing, but he'll get back to it. I'm not worried. And Tom Hardy, I don't know what he's been doing in his career right now. He's got a good show going, Mobland.
Yeah,
Which,
it's not bad.
You've been saying, but 10 years ago he was, coming off Fury Road and Dunkirk and Batman. He was, positioned to be a very, very big, talented star, and he has done stuff that some stuff I've liked. Like, I don't completely hate the Venom franchise and, like, the kind of stuff he was wanting to do with it, but, like, he's too talented to be doing that is the issue.
Yeah, or that fucking dog shit Capone movie.
Yeah.
Lord, that was bad.
How long ago was Legend? Legend was before Fury Road, right?
I would guess that was like 2014.
Okay, so right before it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very talented guy. I don't really know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He needs a good action franchise.
I'd also love to just see it. I would love a Peaky Blinders spinoff with him as Alfie Solomons because he was so fucking good.
Is he gonna show up?
Is
Is he?
fantastic.
I don't know.
I don't know
about
that he's-
Peaky Blinders. Is he dead in the show?
I don't think so.
So will he come back for the movie?
Or is he? No, he was in the Russian season.
Does that movie come out this year? No,
I
next
don't think
year.
it comes out this year. No. But yeah, shout out to Tom Hardy. Hopefully you get in.
Something good. Like, come on, man. 12 years of judo. Put it to good use. Don't do it in this.
So we could talk really quickly about some of the TV shows. The Rehearsal you haven't watched
I
yet.
haven't watched it yet.
The first episode I was kind of like, okay, like and there are points of both the last season and this season where I'm like, I hit a moment where I'm like, how the fuck did he get someone to pay to do this? And then other moments where I'm like kind of like slogging along, like okay, I'm setting up. This season, first episode was kind of like that, where I'm like, this is kind of funny. This last episode is very funny, and I'm sure if you're online, you've seen some of the clips of him turning Paramount Plus into Nazis because they refused to air his episode of Nathan For You. They pulled it from Paramount Plus.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, where it was.
You're streaming. You're listening to this. Quit pulling shit from. Quit editing your fucking videos
Don't.
and just stop.
Yeah,
Just stop. We don't need to. You're gonna look back 15 years and be like, why were we doing this?
exactly. It was they pulled the Summit Ice episode, which people love, by the way.
Yes.
It's one of the most popular episodes of Nathan For You. They pulled that episode because of like there was Nazi imagery in it. Nathan Fielder's Jewish. It was parody. It's a joke. It was insane, but I liked. He got HBO to pay for this whole setup where he got German actors dressed up like Nazi foot soldiers with Paramount Plus armbands.
The map killed me.
The map, like
The
where
map
it's
killed me. The Paramount soldiers with the
Yeah.
Paramount armbands.
armbands,
The
dude,
armbands,
so
and
good.
they're speaking German for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah. So the thing is, the reason the episode got pulled is because the first Paramount Plus office to pull it was in Germany. And Germany pulled it right like around the October 7th thing because they're like, we don't want anything associated at all with anti-Semitism just in case. And so they pulled the episode, and then all the other European Paramount Plus countries then also pulled it. And then America pulled it, and then all that. And that's what the map is from. He's like, yeah, look at them spreading their wretched ideology across Europe. Like, it was very funny. But yeah, it's a goofy season. The studio still remains like looking great. This is definitely an episode where this episode and the last episode I feel like are kind of weak. Like,
See, these were my two favorite.
the assistant episode and the
Yeah. I really like what Ike Barinholtz is doing.
Ike is the best, I think,
Yeah.
actor coming out of this entire show. It's incredible.
Yes, he is like, and we've always liked him.
Yeah.
But he's kind of faded. I mean, the issue is like comedy movies just quit being made, and that was his bread and butter. But him coming back to this, I mean, he's been fantastic. I think
Very
he's
fun.
been like, I've wished that he was the Seth Rogen character at points. He's just crushing it. And then, what's her name? I like her. She was in Bodies, 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 and dated Pete Davidson for a while.
Chase
Sweet Wonders. Yeah. Yes, I liked her a lot too. The taco throw killed me.
Yeah.
And then this latest episode was very cringe to watch, but it was like, if you're a movie fan, you've had those you've had all those conversations that happened at that gala where it's like a guy will be like, I don't even like going to the theaters anymore. I got a 60-inch TV and a surround system. It's like, that is just not the same as a fucking theater.
But see, when I watch that as us, I'm like, I like this. I am so afraid of that inside baseball effect. You know what I mean? Where like other people are watching this, being like, all right.
Oh yeah, the people who. There's so many people I would imagine are definitely on the doctor's side and being like, yeah, why is Seth Rogen such an asshole? And I'm like, no, Seth Rogen's absolutely right. He valid crash out. Yeah. Completely valid. The arts are just as important as the sciences.
But that's the studio. And then Andor season 2 dropped its first three episodes. The big moment of it, and stop watching if you haven't listened yet. Which I think generated the most buzz was the just mentioning the word rape at all in it. When people went crazy about it. And I remember the second I watched it, I texted it to you guys, whatever, like a month ago when they gave us.
That was what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where I was like, wow, they just mentioned something I never thought Star Wars would ever go to. Like,
yeah.
And I think that's going to raise some eyebrows. But a lot of people have been talking about that online, and in the worst faith arguments you've ever seen in your entire life. Like fucking, what was it?
Star Wars Theory, you dumb fuck.
It's so funny, dude.
If you haven't seen it, there's a
Vader would never condone this.
One of the largest Star Wars creators online, people who kind of move the opinion within the Star Wars community. He responded to the episode, and he was like, "This would never happen in the Empire, which is rape, sexual assault, all that stuff. Would never happen inside the Empire because Darth Vader wouldn't allow it. He wouldn't allow that. He'd allow planets with billions of people living on them to be." Fucking just disappeared. But he draws the line at SA.
Again, personally lopped the heads and limbs off of children and women at 19. An entire village.
He choked his pregnant wife.
Choked it. See, dude, that's even when he was like in his 20s. He was 19 years old, lopping the heads off of kids, and then does it again in the temple later on. This is not some fucking moral high-standing guy.
No.
It's crazy.
And I don't think it's too far of a leap to mention it when it's like, it's been in the text for a while. Like, Leia in that very skimpy outfit, we all enjoyed looking at it, but it's also like Jabba the Hutt was keeping her as a sex slave. Like it was very obvious what the situation was. Like, there's been very many references to it throughout Star Wars, though not as explicitly as this. It's always been there. So people being up in arms about this, I think, is a little disingenuous.
Very disingenuous. But the episodes itself were good. Looks great too. I think visually,
looks fantastic.
The
sequence on the marriage ceremony, I think, is like one of the best shot things they've done in a while. The way it was blocked, shot, looked great. The music
was cool.
Yeah, they brought back the what was that song from the first
Miami, whatever?
Yeah, it's like Miamo or something like that. It's not Miami, but it's like Miamo.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Andor. You've
seen the whole season, right?
I've seen the whole season, so I'm just trying to keep my brain locked into what I can and cannot say about anything. But the first 3 arcs ended with them like leaving. It was like leave the farm planet, and then the party, right? Yeah. So
a lot more in common in this first arc with Rebel Moon than I was expecting. A lot of harvesting.
And leaving the harvest planet. Yeah, I'm sure it was a
lot of
Snyder fans doing Zack Snyder did it first or whatever.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, fucking dog shit movies. So that's Andor, and then lastly, The Last of Us. This is the latest episode. I thought was really good. They like sped up what they needed to speed up. They gave you like that little bit of closure in the town. Got a lot of like raw emotion out of Bella Ramsey. I think she's doing a really good job of like what are some very difficult moments to act out. That all did a great job. I saw people bitching on Twitter about like the sort of the way that they use Dina in this, because they're like, Dina wouldn't be queer baiting people. It's like, and
if you've played the second game the whole way through, I'm begging you to don't sit there and be like, they did it like this in the games, and not like, you're gonna not enjoy the show if you sit there and you're constantly thinking about the game.
That, and also just made me think of that meme, like that one friend who's too woke. It's like, it's a show. It's a stupid show. They're gonna change certain things around. They're not gonna be completely loyal to anything. It's not like this is some insane complete character shift of like, we're just taking this character and making him a totally different person. It's not. It's like, we're talking about minute differences. But I liked it. Again, visually it looks great. Whenever you go and look at like the big destroyed city like Seattle, and it looks like you're kind of actually looking at it. That looks awesome. And then all the other stuff they're kind of like setting up along the way. Specifically I forget what they were called in the game, but the cult looks great already. And yeah, it looks. I'm very, very into it. Have not had much to complain about, I would say. And they've been doing a pretty good job pacing this out. Yeah,
I haven't watched the latest episode. The first 2 episodes they were very good, but there's so much good stuff on TV that I have to get through right now, where it's been tough for me to get to the episodes and like really sit down. I think once Andor is over, I'll sweep through and catch up before the finale. But Andor dropping 3 episodes a week right now that are 40 minutes apiece.
Yeah,
really digs into that TV time. Last of Us is good though. Like I said though, I'm very sick of getting onto my Twitter timeline and seeing people be like, "This is what they did in the game. When are they going to do this scene? Why'd they do this scene before this scene?" Like, that's just. Do not worry about that. Neil Druckmann is like one of the lead, right? Like the guy who made the fucking games is making these changes. You should just go with what he's doing and just trust that once you see the full scope of things, it'll make sense, and just enjoy it. Make your judgments at the end of the season.
It's such like a spoiled thing too, I think, is like the Last of Us, more than any other video game adaptation I think I've ever seen, has been very one-to-one. Like they give you almost exact scenes from cinematics, more than any other thing you're ever going to see. So like, to have that level of faithfulness to the game and still be bitching and wanting more, you're a moron. You're just a moron if you think you're not getting enough here. You're a spoiled little baby man. So enjoy what we're getting, because it's good stuff. It's very good stuff. And excited for next week, because they're going to introduce us to Jeffrey Wright's character, which should be fun. And I love him.
What's he been up to?
I
haven't seen him in a while. American Fiction. Yeah. That was 2 years ago.
Damn.
And it came out actually a year before that, because I think it was like the 2022 TIFF winner.
Let's see.
Or maybe it was the 23 TIFF winner.
He was in Shaft. I don't remember that. The Agency, I forgot. The series that no one's watching with Michael Fassbender, CIA one on Prime, I think. Which
I do not know that. I do not know that series.
The Phoenician Scheme, obviously.
Okay, yeah, he's Wes Anderson guy now. He's Wes Anderson's black guy.
He's like, people were complaining so much that he only casts white people, and he's like, "All right, I got something for you." Every time I see the trailer for Phoenician Scheme, I'm just like, I keep thinking every time I see him, like, I've seen this movie 50 times.
It's gonna be good, but the Wes Anderson hardcore fans who are like
coming.
Well, no, they're like mad that people, the average viewer is like, this looks a lot like, everything else Wes Anderson has done. It's like, that's not a crazy thing to say. Like, it really does look.
It looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean,
especially even more.
I like the style. Don't get me wrong, but it is his style. Like, it very much is.
Even if you just go straight visually, like, it looks almost exactly like his last movie. Like, specifically like Asteroid City. Like, it's a little bit less bright, and other than that,
I will say I did rewatch Asteroid City. I've rewatched it a couple times now, and it's grown on me quite a bit.
I still don't think it's in like my top 5 for him.
It's not, but yeah, leaving the theater the first time, I think I would have been at like a 70, and I think I've moved up to about an 80, 85. There's a couple scenes, especially actually Jeffrey Wright's scene when he comes down and gives the speech is phenomenal.
There's only like different one really recently, like French Dispatch, which sucked.
French Dispatch stank.
That was bad.
He got his Academy Award win though for that. Didn't he win the short for what was that stupid thing called? It was the Roald Dahl adaptation.
Oh, the Benedict Cumberbatch thing.
Henry Sugar, Wonderful Life of Henry Sugar.
Whatever, yeah, something like that.
Never watched it. Never watched it.
Anyway, that's
I watch feature films.
a little bit of a digression, but yep, that's The Last of Us. We will be back next week with a new episode.
What's coming out? What's coming out this week? Oh, Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts this week.
Which Robbie and Clem saw yesterday.
Yeah, everyone seems to like it.
Yeah. I think even the people who are down on Marvel have been saying it's a step in the correct direction. And everything they've said on the press tour, especially Florence Pugh is really doing some heavy lifting. I'm not just saying this from a standpoint, but I think she knows exactly what people who have been downing Marvel want to hear, which is like she's really emphasizing how much practical there was in this, good stunt work, stuff like that that's been just missing.
But yeah, so make sure catch up on all the TV and watch Thunderbolts, and we'll catch up with you next week.